Hey, what's up everybody? It's Dave from the Cookwood channel and welcome to the kitchen. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if it's your first time here, welcome and stay a while. You may learn something. I'm an apron on. I'm not trying to be fancy. I promise you I'm not trying to be fancy. I don't want to get messy. If you look over here to my right, I got the big guns out today. This is the old KitchenAid mixer, and I got some flour, so I don't want to, I want to dusty up my clothes and everything. So I got the protection. You got protective stuff these days. You know what I mean? I have a little issue with flour. Growing up, I had to always, clean kitchens and stuff like that, clean up after my parents and stuff. My dad was an amazing cook, but he was 10 times more messy than me. So, after my dad rolled up some flour dumplings or, he bake a cake or something like that, you got to help clean up, you finding flour and crevices and cracks, and you're like, Dad, how did the flour get up there? He was probably doing the LeBron, I don't know. But I had a little problem with flour. So I kind of tend to stay away from it. It's messy. It's messy. I'm overcoming my little flour phobia. And in overcoming my little flour phobia, I decided to try something absolutely brand spanking new to me today. For you, for me, for them, brand spanking new. Never did it before, not even a little test run. Gonna make some pasta. Yeah, gonna make some pasta. I'm feeling like, pasta is like the ultimate comfort food, pretty much, and we need comfort. We need comfort. So I'm gonna try to make some homemade pasta, and another dish that's a very comforting dish. I'm gonna let y'all know about that one a little bit later, but for right now, I gotta get it rolling because the pasta needs time to rest. So I'm gonna start on this pasta. I like thick, hearty pasta. I'm tending towards the linguine, the fettuccine, the fat noodles. Fat noodles, the hearty ones. I like the hand-pulled noodles when you go to the Asian spots, and Dan noodles. I like thick, hearty pasta. So I'm gonna make pappardelle, and pappardelle is a very fat fettuccine. It's like a thumb-sized fettuccine, a very rustic, large, hearty pasta. Stands up to any sauce you want to throw at it, and it makes for a great meal, even with a smaller portion, because these noodles are just so thick and delicious. So here we go. You see, it started. I didn't even do nothing. There's flour all over the place already. So we got all-purpose flour, and we've got wheat. This is semolina flour. 3 cups of flour. So I'm going to do 1.5. I'm going to do 1.5 cups of each. And when you use flour, you kind of got to measure. So you got to take out the tools. You got to take out the measuring cups, because you can't, unless you're an experienced pasta maker, you can't eyeball this thing. You gotta play by the rules. So that's 1. I'm using the back of my knife just to level this off, so I'm getting as close to the exact amount as possible. That's 1.5 cups of that. And this one we're gonna pour it over the board, just in case we get a little spill. So that's the 1. We got the half. So we got 5 eggs. And what you want to do is always try to break your eggs that you're going to use in the recipe in a bowl separately, just in case a piece of shell gets away from you. You don't want it to be in your ingredients. So you break them separately, and then that way you can look and see if any eggshells got away from you. You're going to need some olive oil. Tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of regular table salt. Then we're gonna throw these 5 eggs in here. And now we're gonna start the party. We're using, excuse you, we're using this dough hook. And it's gonna mix everything together, and then it's gonna wind itself, hopefully, I've never done this before. Hopefully it's gonna wind itself onto the dough hook. And then it'll make a nice little ball for us to work with. So let's see what happens. Lock it in place, and then you wanna start, anytime you start, we got dry ingredients in there, you wanna start on low. You don't wanna have a Lucy ball moment with flour all over the place, and you know I'm trying to be neat, right? So we're gonna start on 1, very slow. Let it start combining and get all of these ingredients together before you crank it up and flour up your whole kitchen. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. And I kept it on between two and 4. What is that? 2 and 4, low and medium, because it was getting a little, and it was trying to escape from the bowl. And I don't want it to escape from the bowl. It's messy. So, as promised, it stuck to the hook, and it's incorporated into a dough. So, don't work with flour. I'm telling you, I don't know how to do this. All right. So you need to flour your board. You can do it on your counter if you so inclined. I would rather work on the surface than directly on the counters, even though they're clean. So what you want to do is get some flour all over the surface, or roll your dough around, and then you want to just push and flip. So you're kneading. So you're gonna roll it out, with your hands. Push and flip it. Push and flip it. That's it. That's all. My wrist is starting to get tired. So all I'm gonna do now, just gonna pack this together. Right? Just like that. I'm gonna give it some more flour. It's all incorporated together. Just trying to make it a little tight. Isn't that pretty? And the next thing is to wrap it with some saran wrap. Wrap it tight so that no air gets in, to dry it out. Push out any air bubbles. And then I'm gonna put this bad boy in the fridge for half an hour. Let it rest, because I just gave it a good workout. Ta-da! I got some chicken thighs here. So it's a chicken dish. What could it be? Chicken francese, chicken milanese, chicken a la king? Nah. We're making chicken cacciatore. I don't know how to say that. Cacciatore. I got to use my hand like this. What? Oh! I don't speak that language. Cacciatore. Cacciatore. I suppose Kiara told me to roll my R. She was back there going. I was like, what? Are you okay? So I'm making chicken cacciatore. I love this dish. It is super comfort food. It's a braised or stew type chicken. It's rich tomato sauce with a lot of good flavor in it. So I've got some chicken thighs here that I've washed and I've cleaned up, got rid of some of the fat, got rid of some of the excess skin and stuff like that. When you wash your chicken, it's not that. You're really curating the chicken and getting it ready. You're trying to get it ready for a little presentation. You also want to get rid of some of the excess fat and stuff that you don't want. Some of the fat is still good because you know fat is flavor, and you don't want to get rid of all of it. So don't go too far with your cleanup. You know, just make it presentable. This is kosher salt. I don't like to use table salt to season if I can. Kosher salt is less salty, or has less sodium than table salt, because you know, table salt is so fine and it's super concentrated. So it's hard to control that salt level sometimes. I like, there's little spaces in between this, and then it can kind of melt down, and you know. We got the salt. We're going again with the pepper. Let's go a little heavier on this side. This is the present. This is the business side, right? You want it to look nice. Missed the spot. All right, cool. Granulated garlic. Italian seasoning. No! So I held that? You see how I held that? You gotta make sure you holding your sneezes down. You gotta hold them. Or you gotta crook them. You hold him. Hold him. Grab him and hold him. You don't want to contaminate. You sneeze on your chicken, it's a wrap. You just gotta throw it away. You gotta throw the whole dinner away. It's done. Alright, so I'm just gonna let this hang out. Where's my cover? Let this hang out. Let it marinate just for about 10 minutes or so. Let the pot get hot. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil, and then you know you can come over this side and check out the next step. All right, it's been about 10-12 minutes. I had some stuff to run around and do. So you know this is as far as it's gonna get. My pasta is resting. It's almost at half an hour more, so I want to kind of hurry up now. We need some more flour. So what I'm gonna do is get this flour in this sieve, and I'm just gonna, like I'm dusting powdered sugar on a dessert. I just want to get a little dusting, a little coating of flour on these. We're gonna brown them in the little Dutch oven, right? So a little flour helps with the browning. So if you see my background looking a little bit crazy, it's like part of the stay at home. We've been painting. So you want to look at something? We got this was the test. This was the test piece where I used the sample right here. So we got primer, paint. So you gotta come back in here and finish up. We got all kind of ill spots. We got all kind of ill spots up here. It's half done. Over there is all whitewash and ceilings and stuff. You know, I'll show y'all behind the scenes. I'm not ashamed. It's a work in progress. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be molto bene, as they say. I carry a mash up a light a while ago. So you got some good hot oil in this Dutch oven. Let me give it a little swirl around the edges. See that smoke coming up? You can smell it. Just a little vegetable oil. No, that's what I use. I use canola oil. I like canola oil for this light type of frying. So just skin side in. Listen for that sizzle. And you don't want to crowd your pot. We're gonna do this in 2 batches. When you get your chicken in, turn the heat all the way back up, because the temperature dropped a little bit. Ooh, look. A little pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. We'll give it a little rub to activate some of those oils. Yeah. Bam. We want it spicy. A spicy meatball. Alright, so we're gonna fry this up in batches, and then, you know, move it on. Love my scar, I love the bike, I love the money and thing. Most of all, I love the browning. Let me catch you up. So I browned everything. And then I smushed everything back in the pot. And I put it back on, I flipped it back on the skin side. Just to, it gets a little bit more of that crispiness, that more golden brown and more delicious on that side. I just smushed everything in there, let them all get evenly, a little bit more richly brown. And then I have onions and garlic and these bell peppers cut up. This is another layer of seasoning right now, early seasoning for the chicken. So this thing smells crazy. As soon as the onions hit the oil, it just started smelling incredible in here. So then a little garlic, a little bit of the bell pepper. This is gonna go for about five minutes. Once I put everything back in there, just let all that marinate up for a little bit, and then we're gonna start building the sauce. And you know, we're stepping closer to making pasta and finishing this cacciatore. While I'm waiting, are y'all drinking? Are y'all drinking? Because I'm drinking. Yeah, 5 minutes is up, and I'm sure that everything is as it should be. Let's take a look. Oh, I peeled it a little bit. It's all right, it's all right. Just where we needed it to be. I'm just gonna lay them out in this sheet pan. Skin side up. I'm gonna scoop out smells so good. I'm gonna scoop out all this goodness. I'm just gonna reintroduce it to the chicken while the chicken is hanging out. Just push them together. Took off his toupee. Right? I need to get rid of some of this oil because we're gonna use this pot again. Let's see if I can do this without burning myself. Most of it. So we're going to reserve a little bit of the oil that's here. We're going to start building our sauce now. Onion. I like to do my onion in dishes. Yep, no. I'm here. Plenty of gas, no flame. Sometimes it misbehaves. I have to use this. It's all right. I like to do my onions in stages. Early part of the dish with the seasoning, the onion, you're gonna get it nice and caramelized and brown, and it melts kind of into the dish. Even, you know, any vegetable, not just the onions, but I like the presence of onions, like at the end, like at the very end, you just want to have them steam, kind of have them hang out, so you get a little crunch, a little bite, a little texture difference, so it's not just all in, you know, in the mix. You want some contrast. So what I do is add some of the onions. That's about 3/4 of the onions. I'm saving 1/4 of the onions till the very end. Let me put a little bit of salt in here since I'm sweating these onions. I got garlic that I just smashed a little bit, and then I got garlic that I rough chopped. So I'm gonna put these crushed garlic in right now and let them start marrying with the flavor. I'm starting to see a little bit of brown. Come on. You know, it ain't about me. It's about this food. I know I'm pretty, but it's about this food. So we're sweating these onions a little bit. You see, we picked up some of those brown bits from the bottom, right? And that's looking like something so far. And then, you know, in the layers again. Let's put in half of the bell pepper. You know what? Bell pepper takes a while. 3/4 of the bell pepper too. And we're doing this in layers. Do this in layers. So we're sweating these a little bit. Let them release their flavor. Let them release their juices into the pot. We got some mushrooms, so I'm gonna put some of the mushrooms. So you know, you just want to have different textures. You want to have different layers, different flavors. A little bit of the crushed garlic. You add stuff to the pot, you gotta add seasoning. A little pepper. We got some tomato paste, which is concentrated tomato, right? It's concentrated, which means it's full of flavor, intensity. So we're building the sauce. And what you're gonna do, this is like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, let's call it. Let's call it 2 good tablespoons of, get it going. 2 good tablespoons of tomato paste. I like spice. I like it spicy. So, got a little chili pepper here. I'm gonna, you know, they don't do spice like me at home, so I'm not gonna kill them. If you look down, no seeds, just flesh, a little bit of ribs, and this is not a very spicy pepper, so I'm just gonna give it just a little rough chop. You know, aside from the pepper flake, you want another dimension of spice. Aside from the black pepper, you want another little dimension of spice. So just a little. You're gonna add that, right? We got whole canned tomatoes. These are like plum tomatoes, and then just one whole can. All right. Now you're gonna get a little handsy right now. So you know you've been washing your hands a lot, I'm sure, until they're raw and chafing. So what we're gonna do, just get in here. There's no better way to do this than just the feel of this. You know, just get. Ooh, look at that, may mess. I was worried about the flour. May mess the tomato. Keep it down here. Watch this. Just take out your little aggression. Take out your aggression on this. Just crush. Just crush these tomatoes. You can buy crushed tomatoes, but what's better than getting messy? We're going right in. Ooh. You gotta hydrate. You gotta stay hydrated. So turn this back up. Now we want to combine the tomatoes and all that juice with that foundational sauce that we were just building, right? Now, that's a whole lot of stuff unseasoned that we just put into the pot. So you know we got to season it some more. So here comes the rest of the garlic. So because I'm adding it at this time, it's gonna be different. It's gonna eat different than the garlic that was already introduced. So I'm just adding a little bit of water, about 1/3 of this can. And I'm swishing it around and getting all that little tomato residue that's there. I'm just gonna add that to volumize this. So all I've got here is parsley and basil. So I'm just putting these pieces of these leaves of basil and parsley right in the sauce. I'm not cutting them, nothing. I'm just gonna put them in there whole. And this is gonna season the sauce. Herb it up. Bringing this to a boil. Remember, we gotta deal with this pasta. There's a lot of layers, but it's 8:27. We quarantining. Anybody going to bed? Anybody going to bed at a decent hour and waking up at a decent hour? We just, you know, we here. We out here, right? We in here. We're not out here, we in here. Yeah, buddy. That's boiling and bubbling up real good. Boiling and bubbling up real good. So I'm just gonna reduce this heat a little bit. And I just thought of something. We pantry cooking. I have a little piece of parm, and you can just toss a little piece of parm in your sauce while it's cooking, and that's gonna give it a little sharpness. It's gonna give it a little umami, you know, a little cheesy undernote. It's not gonna like melt out like mozzarella and get stringy, but it's gonna lend a lot of flavor. And then later on, you know, when you're getting ready to eat or whatever, you can find it and fish it out. A lot of these recipes call for like a dried porcini mushroom, but I didn't have dried mushroom. This is regular baby portobello mushrooms. So all I did was just roast them off in the oven to kind of dry them a little bit, and the roasting intensifies the flavor. So I'm going to use these in place of those dried mushrooms. Here goes our mushrooms, the roasted mushrooms, and some more mushrooms that were not cooked. Different flavors, different layers going in at the same time. We're building, right? We're building flavor. The last of the pepper. Some olives. I got olives and capers, right? You know what? I'm just gonna finish what I have here. I use these for my Bloody Mary, so I'm sacrificing. I'm gonna use what I have here. Touch more of the old pepperoncino. Keep it spicy, keep it delicious, and I'm gonna hit it with a little red wine. This is some Merlot. Let's turn this back up a little bit and glug, 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 glug. Just a hint. It's about a quarter cup of wine. And we're just gonna pour right over the top of this chicken. There goes our piece of parm. Did we get it all? I like to employ the spatula. The spatula ensures that no drop. And I don't care. 2 pieces of garlic. That's 2 pieces of flavor. I'm gonna hit this with a little olive oil. Cause why not? I'm gonna take the parm out. You will live to fight another day. I'll rinse it off. And then the last bastion of onion. All right, so we got those onions right on the top, and this is a different layer. You know, we added at a different time. Our oven is at 425, so we're just gonna go in 425. So this is gonna go for, I would say, about 40 minutes. I'll admit it, I have a problem. Not the drinking. Sometimes I do too much. Sometimes I do a lot. Take on a lot sometimes. But in my defense, these ingredients are here and they gotta be used. I can't let them waste. My brother-in-law brought me this broccolini the other day, and I can't let it spoil. I gotta use it, and it just fell right into place with this dish. I swear I didn't start with this. I forgot, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, broccolini. It goes perfect. I need a vegetable to go with this dish. Got the meat. Get ready to do the starch. I need a vegetable. So, what better thing to do than a little bit of broccoli rabe, broccolini to go with this? Remember that oil that we poured off from the chicken browning? Still good. So I'm just gonna little tip, and I got some thinly sliced garlic. I'm gonna go in with half layers, and then I'm gonna start dropping my broccoli. Yeah, just drop the whole thing. Tiny bit of salt, tiny bit of pepper, tiny bit of pepperoncini. And I'm just gonna toss it in the oil, let it get coated, and don't fall out. Come on, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. I'm gonna find me a lid, and I'm gonna just steam this, and that's done. 5 minutes, that's done. So we got our pasta. It rested in the fridge for a little bit over half an hour while we were getting everything else ready. So I'm gonna unwrap it from the plastic wrap. I need a little flour again. I've cleaned up so much, and then now like I'm back to square one, making mess. A little flour on the board. Pasta looks good and tight. It's nice and shiny. I think that's a good thing. Cool. I'm gonna cut this in half in my bench scraper. Cut it in half to make it a little bit easier to work with. Dip it in a little bit of flour. Always flour your roller. Shut up, Dennis. All right, I'm gonna give this a little roll. Just snaps back a lot the gluten. So the point now is to get it through this machine, and it's gonna sheet it, like it's gonna make it thinner and thinner, right? So let's see how this works. Just don't get your fingers in the rollers because you don't want no flat fingers. So I'm gonna set this on the recommended 2. Is that 2? 2. Perfect. There we go. Oh, stop. Look at that. Oh, it's a little thick. It's a little thick. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Look, turn back. Oh, snap. I'm making pasta. Boom. Yo. There you go. Back again. Sorry. All right. Slow it back down again. Then, what I'm gonna do is, hold on. I'm gonna cut this in half. Let's start getting crazy. Now I gotta adjust the roller so that it gets a little tighter. Make it thinner. A nice delicate pasta, right? Ooh, child. Oh, snap. Bruh. All right. Making pasta, y'all. Making the pasta. Oh, all of me, y'all. Okay, one more time. Yo, dude. I am not afraid to make mess no more. This is it. Because this is too dope. I don't care. I don't care. Now I know what my pops is, but my pops used to make pasta. He used to be making spinners and dumplings and things. But this, yeah, I don't care no more. I'm making mess. And I love it. So the next thing we gotta do is make our shape. So like I said, pappardelle is a good big fat noodle, right? So what I'm gonna do is kind of roll this up. Let me see how you do it. You gotta stack it. This is that length. Cut. Try to clean it up a little bit. You gotta use a good sharp knife. And I don't really care if it's ragtag. Like I said, I love the hand pulled noodles at like Xi'an Famous, Chinatown. So those are, those have like rugged edges. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It's trial and error my first time, and I think I did pretty good for my first time making pasta. So what you gotta do, so these pieces kind of match up. So what you do, just roll it, give it a slight roll, not tight, just gonna let it fold up on itself, and then you find the size of the noodle that you want. So these want to be about thumb size. And then sharp knife, straight through. Look at it, and this looks like I can't make 4, so I'll split the difference. All right, so noodles. Hey, yo, man, I'm bad man. What do you mean? I've got all different sizes and shapes of this pappardelle. I'm gonna rename these the new pasta because it don't got no real shape. These are good. These are cooklinis. Cooklinis. They all different shape. So I'm gonna prepare to serve. Cook, serve, eat. Boom, bam, boom. Clean up a little first, because I won't be able to eat if all this mess is here. Be back. Right in the home stretch. We got our noodles ready. Pappardelle, or cooklini, as I want to call them. Our chicken. Look, I found flour right here. You see, I told you. Traumatized. Look. Our chicken is in the oven warming, and our water is boiling. Salted water, always salted water when you're doing pasta, because you want to flavor it. There's a little bit of salt in the pasta when we made the dough, but you know you want to make sure it's seasoned, right? So what you want to do is just get a few. I got a good pot of water boiling, so I'm going to pick up quite a few of these, and it's only going to take 3 minutes. And I'm going to watch the clock like a hawk because you don't want to ruin this stuff. It's very delicate. It's not like the dried pasta where you're cooking for 7 to 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go in with about this much, and I'm just going to drop them in one at a time. And I'm dropping them in one at a time so that they don't stick together. All done. Gas off. Check this out. One big fat bowl of delicious. OMG. I could not be more pleased. I snuck one after the first batch. We had to try it. We had to make sure, confirm that it was good. It is delicious. Let me not delay any further. I'm starving. It's kind of late. This was a long one. Turn this off now. And let me run up in here. Holy shit. Come on now. Come on with it now. Are you with me? You see this crispy, crunchy top, that glaze, that's you know, that we put that down there. We put that little crunchy exterior on there. You see these vegetables, different shapes, and came in at different times and different textures, and our sauce is super thick. I'm gonna combine all of this into one super dish right now. Here we go. I'm just gonna spoon these down. They're clumping a little bit. Clumping a little bit. And then, just gonna get some of that sauce. It's got the juices from the chicken running through it. Just gonna get it lightly coated. That'll loosen it up, they won't stick. You know what I'm saying? Pile this chicken up right here. And we've got these olives, and capers, and crushed tomato in here, and basil. Oh man. So I got all the chicken piled up over here on this side. And we got our pasta on this side. And I'm gonna call the troops. This is one for the books. I'm not gonna do nothing more. So let me just run up in the middle right here and grab one of these. It's hot. It's hot. All right. Texture is on point. That sauce is so rich. We developed a really good, rich flavor. Nice spice level. I can taste a little bit of that heat on the back. And I can't wait to taste this chicken. Thanks for watching. Chicken Cacciatore. Hope you're quarantining safe. And I'll catch you the next time.